Hi everyone, and good morning from what is one of our favorite vacation destinations in the entire country, up here in the Smoky Mountains, the town of Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. And in this video here, we are going to take a drive down the big strip in town known as Parkway. Now, Parkway is the main drag here in Pigeon Forge, where you're going to see all of the wacky attractions, lots of hotels, lots of food, all sorts of things. And we are exiting the Smoky Mountains National Park, going from the Gatlinburg and the National Park side up towards Highway 40 and Sevierville. And along the way, oh, look at these Canadian geese. There's a bunch of the Canadian geese in town this time of year. They're cool. And we're just going to take the drive up and take the drive back and show you all sorts of wacky things, like the first of many, many pancake cabins. That is a big tradition here in the Pigeon Forge area, is pancakes. We are actually going to breakfast halfway through this video. You also got a lot of boot stores. Like there you can see the Boot Factory outlet. Their mailbox was a boot. And you get the Ripley's Super Fun Park, which is some smaller kids rides, as well as an arcade and go-karts. There's also bumper boats over there.
With a beaver.
With an adorable beaver. One good thing about the Ripley's attractions is they have them all over Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg, and they sell combo passes. So the more attractions you buy with the Ripley's, the more affordable the cost becomes. Also, if you're coming up here a lot, they sell an annual pass, just like you would buy to like Dollywood, for all the various Ripley's attractions. So you could do, the aquarium and the rides and the mini golf, I think as many times as you want for a full year. We're coming up on one of the big dinner shows in town, and that is going to be the Dolly Parton Stampede, which is pretty good. I've done the Stampede, but I've done it in Branson. I haven't done it here in Pigeon Forge, but you can see the horses right there. And I guess if you just want to go see the horses, you can go see them at any point in time. But now most of the dinner shows in town, I believe, do run around $60 or $70 for the bigger ones. Top Jump is a really cool attraction. It's got like Ninja Warrior stuff and climbing walls and trampolines. Then you get that water slide that looks pretty intense. An old cement water slide. A big sign for Dollywood. I believe you turn down that road there to get to Dollywood. That's gonna be our stop tomorrow. And here is an animatronic dinosaur. Yep, that is an animatronic dinosaur.
You never know what you'll see.
Well, you will see a lot of old-time photos. That's number one. We'll try to keep track as we do this video, but it might be difficult because there are many of them. A big motor lodge. I will say, staying in hotels here in the Smokies is pretty affordable. You go to some vacation towns and it is not, and then you get stuff like this. This is a gift shop, but you walk through that shark to get in, and there's a live shark aquarium in there, right next to one that you walk through a bear. The second old-time photos. I do like the wacky architecture that you do get on the strip here in Pigeon Forge. All sorts of different things competing for your tourist dollar. That's a jewelry store and quilts. That is interesting. Over there is where you get to the Old Mill, which is a great restaurant. Old-time photo number 3. Old Mill's really cool. That's where the Old Forge Distillery is in town. One of the best distilleries to go to. You can get 16 samples for free. A big go-kart course they are building right now. Let's see, all sorts of go-karts. You will not run out of go-karts if you're looking for go-karts.
Or arcades.
Or arcades, like here at the Big Top Arcade. There's a slingshot, a skyscraper. I really like this mini golf course here. The Fantasy Golf is one of the cooler ones. Lots of wild stuff there. Moving along, you do have more stores. Lots and lots and lots of hotel rooms on the strip.
Another pancake house.
Another pancake house.
With a rooster.
No. Now, one thing I want you guys to let me know in the comment section below, do you have a go-to pancake house? There are a million of them here in town. And just let me know which one's your favorite, or if you have one you go to every single time.
I think we've only tried 3.
Yeah. There's the Moon Pie General Store, which is very popular over there, if you're a big fan of moon pies.
Another one. 4.
That's 4. Right next to Big Daddy's Pizzeria and Arcade is another old-timey photo. Lots of hotels. You also see a lot of like mom and pop hotels, a lot of like not name brand hotels. Coming up over here is the Adventure Raceway. $7 go-karts. That's a good deal. That is a very good deal for a cool looking course. And the Crave Candy themed golf club.
I think that looks fun.
Yeah. Casual Pint, we went there for some beers yesterday. Really good tap list. In here is Space Race Adventures, which is a newer FEC. We played mini golf in there yesterday, a big indoor mini golf course. Kind of felt like you were on the planet from Avatar. Over here is one of my favorite gift shops in town. This is the Three Bears General Store, and that's because in the back of their gift shop, they have a live bear sanctuary for some non-releasable rescue bears. And if you look through some of the pamphlets and coupons, you can find a free ticket to get in.
Another rooster.
Another rooster-themed pancake house. Pretty much every restaurant or every hotel will have tons and tons of coupon books. Definitely look through them, as they will save you a lot of money.
A fun restaurant.
Yeah, Frizzled Chicken. Breakfast and lunch, and you dine with animatronic chickens. It's right next to the Comedy Barn. That's one of the big attractions in town we have not done. Alcatraz East Crime Museum, very well done. And then you get the island at Pigeon Forge, a big downtown Disney kind of esque area. Lots of good shopping and dining. The big Ferris wheels up there. Pirate's Voyage, another one of the big dinner shows in town. That one is a lot of fun.
That one's my favorite.
That's your favorite?
Mm-hmm.
It's really cool. I like the island, definitely a good place to go and spend a couple of hours. Some cool shops up there as well. I really liked the toy shop and the Bird's Cookies. You do have a small outpost of goats on the roof, which is an attraction that's off the strip a little bit. I would definitely recommend going to the one off the strip. It's really kind of wacky. They've got a good mountain coaster over there. Here you got the track, which is another go-kart place. They also have a bunch of kids rides at this one. And then they've got a kind of a safari-themed mini golf course. Yep. All right, up next, there's this big castle building. That is home to Magi Quest. A very interesting attraction. There's going to be more stuff in there, like I think there's like laser tag and an arcade and mini golf. But the big selling point there is the Magi Quest itself, which is kind of like, I guess like a live action role-playing kind of thing where
You're a wizard.
You're a wizard and you get a wand and you go on missions and spells.
It's fun.
It's really fun.
Yeah. You can spend a long time there too because there's different missions and...
Yeah, and it's save your status too, like we did a couple of years ago, and our status is saved, so we would play different missions the next time we go. One of the more unique attractions in town, something I really like.
Great for kids.
Yeah, and if you have a rainy day, it's a great rainy day attraction also. Mellow Mushroom, you can't go wrong with Mellow Mushroom Pizza.
There's also one at the island.
Yes, and one in Gatlinburg. Over here you get the Inn at the Christmas Place. I have some friends that have stayed there before. They're building a massive new pool complex, as you can see on the right. It's going to be very nice when it's done. Bullfish Grill. And an Italian restaurant. CVS Pharmacy. Of course, it's good to have things like that. You do get the Biblical Times Dinner Theater, as well as I believe there's like a wax museum in that area. If you're a religious person, it might be something you'd be interested in. Moving along, there's an all-you-can-eat wood grill buffet. And then you get to some of the wackiest architecture on the strip, like right here, King Kong's bum hanging off of the Hollywood Wax Museum. I did the one in Myrtle Beach, the Hollywood Wax Museum. I haven't done the one here, but I love the architecture outside. Also, there's a mirror maze in there. There's a haunted house. Up on the hill is a Country Tonight dinner. I think it's just a show. A Country Tonight show with a big country music kind of show. Moving along, up here on the right is going to be the Local Goat.
Very popular.
Very, very popular restaurant. I went once. It was good.
Yeah, it was okay.
I didn't quite get the hype. Over here, you can see the Smoky Mountain Snow Park. They've got dry tubing. They've got an alpine coaster. They got an inverted alpine coaster. You do have some more of these variety show theaters. And then this building here, I love this kind of stuff. The wacky architecture. That is Beyond the Lens Technotainment, which is a wacky, wacky tourist attraction. There's also a flying theater attraction there. I've done it before. It's an interesting attraction. It began life as a National Enquirer museum. I think they realized that the people in Pigeon Forge didn't really want that, so they've been changing it over time to something that is more family friendly and just kind of a wacky attraction.
Number 5.
Number 5, old-timey photos. Right next to helicopter tours. That's something I've never done here. As low as $18. I imagine an $18 helicopter tour.
You're not going far.
You probably go up and you come right back down.
Yeah.
But with the mountains and stuff and all the things to see, and like you can see from us driving, that there's probably a lot to see from the air as well. Crossing over here into Sevierville, And look at that, a big giant Knights. A Days Inn, a McDonald's. Looks like there's a Cece's Pizza coming up on the right. I've been seeing the Cece's Pizza commercials. They've got an Oreo cookie dessert pizza.
Do they?
Yeah, it looks good. You got the Last Stop gift shop, $10 or less. Right next to a gas station, and then a Japanese grill. Closed on Sundays. Interesting.
It's a very interesting place because you have all your, local mom and pop pancake houses, and then you have huge chains.
Yeah, you do have a lot of chains.
Yeah.
Over here on the right is the Tanger Outlet Center, the main hub for shopping in this area. You've also got the adorable old McDonald's Farm mini golf.
That was fun.
Yeah, that's a really cute mini golf course. In the outlet center as well, there is the Xperia attraction, which is a screen-based aquarium. There's a couple distilleries in the outlets as well. On the right is going to be the NASCAR Speed Park, which is kind of like a mini amusement park. They do have mini golf over here as well, and a bunch of different go-kart courses. There's a small roller coaster. They just opened a Unicoaster flat ride kind of thing that's really nauseating last year, and that's a pretty good stop for go-karts or kids rides. All right, and we are. I think this is kind of what I consider to be like the end of the strip over here. If you keep going forward, you do get there is more fun stuff. Like you get the Wilderness, the Smokies Resort, the Soaky Mountain Water Park, and more. But we're going to turn off here and then turn around and go on the other side of the strip. As you do go this way, one attraction I do like over here is the Rainforest Zoo. It is an indoor, mostly like reptile-based zoo, and it's also one I feel like is one of the better values in town. It's about $19 for an adult ticket. It's gonna be up, I think, over there.
Yeah.
And I think it's one of the better values in town. Also, they have a lot of small mammals, which are some of my favorite animals to see in a zoo-type atmosphere. So if you want to get an animal fix, or you're looking for value, because some of these attractions, like, hey, you go on that mountain coaster, it's a lot of fun, but it's 15 minutes, it's $15 for, 5 minutes or so. You could probably spend an hour or two at the Rainforest Zoo for your $18 admission. And with one of those coupon books, you might be able to get a deal. All right, I'm going to turn on the camera as we are heading in the other direction. And we are back in action. Very important, not a fun attraction, but Walmart is right here. So if you're renting a cabin in town and you need to stock up on groceries, that is obviously a good place where you can go and do so. Now we are going in the other direction now, heading towards Gatlinburg and the National Park. Steak and Shake, always fun.
This one you see the mountains.
Yeah, you
actually
get
the
some really cool views going this way. Dave & Buster's over here on my right. There's a million arcades in town. I'm a big fan of Dave & Buster's. Obviously, you get Dave & Buster's everywhere, but I like how their prices are a little bit better than most arcades, and you can take your points from one Dave & Buster's to another.
Mm-hmm. They have Skyline Ranch coming up. Yeah,
Skyline Ranch was a newer attraction here in town. There's of course, a mountain coaster and a chairlift to get you up there. We are going to be going to Skyline Ranch tonight. We bought tickets on Groupon for a murder mystery dinner show that is up on the ranch. My favorite part about Skyline Ranch, up at the top, once you get there, they have a whole bunch of miniature animals that are absolutely adorable. Now, I would recommend going to some of the scenic overlooks in Gatlinburg instead, because this one, you kind of just get a scenic overlook of, well, the outlet center and some of this wonderful, wacky architecture, which I love, but, the mountain view is probably going to be a little bit nicer.
Yeah. You see more.
There's another look at that Skyline Ranch.
And the mountain coaster.
Yep. IHOP is an option as well. If you don't want to risk it with one of these mom and pop breakfast places, you could always go to IHOP. I would say probably risk it with one of the mom and pops, but that's just kind of how I am and how I travel. Black Rifle Coffee Company, that's very popular. Now you're going to notice a cut in the video right here as we are turning off to go to the Apple Barn restaurant to get breakfast. I've never eaten there before. The menu looks fantastic. And when we come back, we'll let you know how it was. And we are back. That breakfast was amazing. Oh man.
Giant.
Yeah. I had really good traditional pancakes. Molly had this country eggs Benedict thing that was really cool. And Awesome. Also, that Apple Barn area, great complex. There's all sorts of shops, multiple restaurants.
You can kind of see it.
Yeah. Definitely worth a stop going over there. There's also a winery and a hard cidery. Now, coming up, we're going to have a couple of different things here. First is going to be the former location of the Smoky Mountain Opry. This has been announced to be becoming 2 different attractions in that building there. A Crayola experience as well as a attraction based on Nerf, which both those should be fun. The Crayola experience is very popular in other tourism cities. No construction yet, so who knows if that's actually happening or not. Then you get the Hard Rock Cafe, a staple in any tourist town, and the Wonderworks. Wonderworks is kind of like a mix between a science museum and a fun house. And one of the coolest buildings on a road with a lot of cool buildings. Up next, Molly, your favorite was the Pirate's Adventure. My favorite, as the dinner shows, is Hatfield and McCoy's. Also, there's goats and stuff out front. You can just go by and see for free.
It's a fun dinner show. Another piece of fantastic art,
wacky architecture, the Titanic Museum. A very, very high quality attraction. You can see the iceberg the ship is crashing into.
They also just opened up a custard shop.
Yeah. Here we got some more of that view of the mountains ahead of us. On the right is going to be the Mountain Valley Winery. Here in Pigeon Forge, there is a wine trail. 5 different wineries or hard cideries are on it. You go to all of them, they're free tastings, and if you go to multiple of them, you get prizes.
And it's good prizes too, and the prizes change.
Yeah. Here's a cool view of the big old King Kong and the mountains in the background.
Yeah, I think this is like one of your favorite views on the Parkway.
A Mexican grill, a vapery, a tattoo parlor. Okay, I'm going to say this. You will see multiple places that say smoke shop or dispensary. Just to give you guys completely honest, marijuana is illegal in Tennessee. What you would be buying here is probably not what you want.
No.
It is going to be the much less potent stuff.
But there's a lot of those shops.
There's a lot of those shops. But just be aware, if you go there, that's what they will be selling.
The diner's cute.
On the other end of the spectrum, here's a diner. And the Grand Majestic, which is another dinner theater, that one has a whole bunch of different shows they do offer. Love that view of the mountains. Here's a new mini golf course. Look at that, looks awesome. Sky Pirates of Mermaid Bay.
Hopefully we'll be playing that one.
Yeah, that looks great. That's actually owned by one company. Owns a bunch of them. Like the same company that owns Sky Pirates owns Crave. I think they own the Top Jump thing we passed earlier, as well as the Toy Box mini golf. This is a really good spot. The Incredible Christmas Place is a gigantic Christmas store. And it's really cool. That's one I go to. It's really
fun.
It's a really good stop.
You can spend hours in there.
Yeah.
You can get lost easily.
And if you're a Christmas person, you could spend a lot of money in there.
Yes.
More hotels over here on the right. And we're coming up on Lumberjack Square, which is another kind of shopping and dining area. They've got the Smoky Mountain Brewery in there, which is a solid brewery as well as a restaurant. You've got Paula Dean's Lumberjack Feud. Now you're going to see this big kind of zip line thing. I believe that has closed down. There used to be a big ropes course and zip line thing that no longer operates, I believe. But
that's kind of sad because it was a very unique zip line.
Yeah. But I think there's a movie theater back there as well. I like the brewery. The brewery is good food. Normally we go to the one in Gatlinburg. And they have a really good, their deal on their sampler is fantastic. Mm-hmm. You get like 13 5-ounce pours or 12 5-ounce pours for like $10 to $12. It's one of the best deals in town. Now I believe it might be this road where if you turn off, this is how you would get to like the Goats on the Roof attraction, as well as the Smoky Mountain Alpine Coaster.
I believe you're right. Traffic here is always very hit or miss.
Yeah.
It depends on the time of year, the day, the time. Sometimes this parkway gets very backed up.
Yeah, bumper to bumper, and what we are doing here in 15 to 20 minutes would take you well over an hour. Tourism continues to boom here in the Smoky Mountains area, and with it being a big drive-in place and really like one main straight road to get in and out, it doesn't have sort of the infrastructure that you might want. Over here you have the Publix, so another place if you need to stock up on, your stuff for your cabins.
If you never had a pub sub, it's good.
Yeah, it's true, yeah. All right, it's some stores that have gone out of business. And that's one thing with Pigeon Forge. There's always new stuff to see. There's always new attractions and just a lot of stuff coming in and out.
Another pancake house.
Another pancake house.
Another boot.
And another boot store. This one's got a giant boot out front. The way back here, that's a newer hotel, kind of a throwback hotel. I do love the laser port with the guy coming out of the building. And we're coming up on what might be the most notorious attraction here in Pigeon Forge.
Very classic.
The Jurassic Jungle boat ride.
With mannequins outside.
Yes. It is a dark ride past animatronic dinosaurs. It is far more expensive than it should be, but I'm a big fan of dark rides. I'm a big fan of theme park cheesiness, so I absolutely love it. I think it is wonderful. It is kind of... Big dogs still exist?
Apparently.
But anyway, the Jurassic Jungle boat ride, it's kind of it's fun and it's so bad it's good kind of way. A la watching like a Mystery Science Theater 3000 movie.
Another old-time photos.
Oh, all right, that's number 6. And over here, there's a huge quilt store sale at Little Dolly's factory.
A place that we have not eaten at, but I want to.
Yeah, Bennett's Real Pit Barbecue. I have had it recommended to me a couple times by some different people. Another motor lodge kind of place. Plenty of mini golf here on the strip. This one I actually like quite a bit. The Lost Treasure, the Professor Hatcher's Lost Treasure Golf, because you start out, you can see the people there on a little like train. That is how you begin your mini golf adventure to the first hole, is by taking a train up the mountain. And I just think that's neat.
That is fun.
Mad Dog's Creamery. I believe they do have like fresh donuts in there as well. Lots and lots of gift shops. Indoor skydiving. That looks out of business, actually. More go-kart tracks. And look, old-time photo, number 7. Chocolate Monkey. That is a very, very good chain of candy stores.
Very popular.
Yes. There's a bunch of them all over town.
Here in Gatlinburg as well.
I think there's at least 3 in Gatlinburg.
Yeah.
But it's hard to walk into the Chocolate Monkey and not get something. Even if you're not hungry, there'll be something in there, like every single time. I can't resist it.
No.
Now, this is just going to be the Pigeon Forge side. Once you get, there's going to be a break. Like where those mountains are, that's like a quick, like 10-minute stretch of the national park. And then you get to the city of Gatlinburg, which if you haven't been there before, same kind of idea, except it's more of a village, so it's all walkable.
Yeah. So it definitely feels like more mountain, old-timey than this area.
But I like Gatlinburg because you could walk everywhere. You park the car, that's where we tend to stay, and then you just walk from place to place. Where here in Pigeon Forge, it's really not, everything's pretty spread out. Ooh, a candy kitchen. Cheddar's, which is a chain, but it is good food. Big fountain out in front of Cheddar's. Here's a newer gift shop, or at least the bear is new, at the Country Bear. Look at that photo up there. That is quite the bear.
That is.
Gatlin's Escape Games is right here. They are a very, very high quality escape room. We played one of them and it was fantastic. Might be the biggest Taco Bell sign I've ever seen. Up here is Huck Finn's Catfish, which is one of the big seafood restaurants here in town. I love what they've got out front. A giant catfish on a waterfall. And another great gift shop, this one, home to live alligators. Another candy store, all American gifts. That one's got a big bear out front. Making our way towards the national park. One of my favorite things to do here in town is the moonshine tasting. There's probably 10 or 11 different moonshine distilleries in town, and some of them are free tastings, some of them are $5 tastings, but that is a lot of fun. So if you're a fan of the adult beverage, much like myself, you'll probably go to a couple of them. There's about 4 in Gatlinburg, probably 7 or 8 in this side of town. And they're just wonderful. Golden Corral, I'm sure that's pretty popular.
Another IHOP.
Another IHOP. It's a big IHOP too.
It is.
Wendy's and Arby's. So yeah, you do get a lot of those chains.
The thing about the pancake places that are mom and pop is that they're only open for breakfast.
Yeah.
They do close usually by 2, a lot of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that might be even late for some of them.
Yeah.
I will say, if you have kids, you might want to stay at this Quality Inn, because look at this splash pad kind of place. That'd be great for kids. They would love that. There's another escape room establishment over here, the Great Escape Room. Texas Roadhouse. But we love coming up here to Pigeon Forge in Gatlinburg. It's at least a once-a-year trip. And it's the kind of place like, you know, you could do a lot of attractions and spend a lot of money. You could spend a lot of time in the national parks, do a lot of hiking and things like that, and spend almost no money. Do that wine trail, tip your bartender. It's very cheap, fun activity to do.
It is. And you get gifts and prizes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we're coming up to the end of this trip.
Yeah, we're almost back to that national park area. But first you got to get past Little Caesars, complete with a statue of the Pizza Man. And Cookout. Fun chain, something we don't have in Orlando, so I like that. All right, and that'll do it for this video as we come to the end of this trip. Hope you enjoyed this little driving tour of the strip here in Pigeon Forge. If you got any questions about Pigeon Forge, going on vacation here, let me know in the comments section below. We're up here at least once a year, probably twice a year, and we'll try our best to answer them. And then up here on the right is going to be kind of like the last stop before the national park, and then it's going to be this Wild Bear Tavern. It's like a German restaurant and beer garden kind of place. I've never been there.
No.
Always wanted to try it because I do love myself a good Hefeweizen. All right, and that'll do it. Thank you very much for watching this video.